Hello and happy Facebook Friday. So today I'm going to go over yet another way you could do a Facebook ad where you don't have to have a listing. So this is one that anybody can do. I'm just going to start by going straight into campaigns and we're going to get started on mapping this thing out. So I'm going to create a new campaign and this is going to be a paid social ad. So this one is going to be downtown Fayetteville. And my goal for this is to attract buyers. And then you have the option to run it on either Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I'm just going to run it on Facebook. Keep in mind, you do need to have all of those settings set up ahead of time. You just have to have your account linked. And then keep in mind, you have to have a business page to run a Facebook ad. You cannot do it on a profile. So I'm going to set up campaign. And this is probably by far the most difficult part of getting the ads set up. And it's really just putting what you, what text you want, basically building the ad. So my main copy, I already have my text written out. So I'm just going to copy and paste it in there. So I am saying, find out why downtown Fayetteville is the place to be within walking distance to restaurants, shopping, historic buildings, and Sager Stadium. Let us help you make downtown Fayetteville your home. So I'm now going to go in and kind of look for, you do have the ability to add emojis. So I'm going to look for an exclamation point and I'm just going to cut it and put it in there. So be within walking distance to restaurants. Let's see what food options we have in here. I think I'm going to put a burger. The burger looks kind of funny. Over here, you'll see what it's actually going to look like on Facebook. So whatever you pull from here isn't necessarily going to translate. So it does kind of take some trial and error. So let's see what else we have. Let's try the pizza. All right, that actually looks like pizza. So let's see what we have for shopping. Do a purse. Historic buildings and Sager Stadium, which is of course, that's not what we wanted. Let me try that again. Now let's look for a baseball. Okay, I'm going to put a space in between the eyes. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that. So I added in all of my emojis. Next is the headline. So that is this bold text right here. So that's kind of what's going to grab their attention first. So I'm going to say there isn't a better place to be than downtown. Keep in mind, I kind of use the emojis because as they're scrolling through, the goal of this is to get them to stop and pay attention to your ad. So whatever you think is going to grab their attention, go ahead and put that up there. The description, so it's only shown in some placements. So I always like to use something that, it will add to it, but it's not going to take away from the ad if it's not showing in that placement. So I'm just going to say, make downtown Fayetteville your home. I like to always point out, you can't have misleading content that implies personal attributes, adult or political content. You don't want to offend anybody. Just kind of keep that in mind. Use your own judgment. So these actually, they do have to be approved by Facebook. So they have to follow their guidelines. So just kind of, keep that in mind. But I'm going to save my ad text and then I can look over here. So that's what my ad's going to look like. So next is the ad media, which is going to be the image of the ad. So I'm going to select media for this campaign. You can pull from a listing or from the MLS if you are advertising a listing. But I have my image saved in my computer, so I'm just going to add image. You can pull it in from designs, so that's a really easy way if you just go into designs and edit something and pull it in that way. But I'm going to upload my image because I have a certain one that I want to use. I'm going to preview and crop, and this one is formatted for a square, so I'm just going to make it that and save image. So you can have up to 5 images here. I'm just going to do one for the sake of this, but like if you're doing a listing and you want to highlight a few key points of it, key photos, you can do that. I'm just going to do one. I will show you in a second where I got this image from. You do have to add in your logo, so you have the opportunity to put it on either the left side or the right side. I'm going to leave it on the right or on the left side just for this ad. And I'm going to save my ad media. So really at this point, like I mentioned, this is kind of the hardest part. So deciding what you want to put in the ad, but the ad's already built. So from here, we just need to kind of do our configurations and our targeting and our budget. So I'm going to go into the Facebook ad. Like I mentioned, you have to connect these to a Facebook page. So as long as your account is connected, it'll let you drop down and select your Facebook business page, and then it will upload your information up here and the logo to match that. The destination. So the entire goal of this is to get them to click this Learn More button and be taken to your URL. So you always want to use the Facebook lead generation form if it's an option, because when they click Learn More, this lead generation form is going to pop up and it'll prompt them to enter their name, their phone number, and their email address. And then they can click through after that to go to your URL. But whatever they fill in here is what is going to capture them as a lead. So really that's the way to guarantee that they're going to be captured as a lead. If I were to use a site or landing page, if they click Learn More, they're going to go straight to the URL and kind of look at all the information. They close out, and I'm never going to know that they visited the page. So when you choose that, Facebook strictly really goes for huge amounts of impressions, which means, you know, your name might be out there. It might be seen by more people, but you're not going to capture nearly as many leads or any. Sometimes. So kind of keep that in mind. If you're doing this to capture leads, I would use the Facebook lead generation form. If you're doing this to get in front of as many eyes as possible, I would use the site or landing page. Your button call to action. So you have Learn More, sign up, or apply now. I'm just going to leave it as Learn More. You have to do a follow-up destination URL. So this could be anything that's on your agent site. So your agent site homepage, your app download link, your About Me. You can even, you know, create your own landing pages. I like to do that if I'm doing a listing. But for today, so I'm going to show you how to get a neighborhood specific or not a landing page, but it's going to take them to your website on a neighborhood specific site where they can look at listings and kind of explore the neighborhood. So I'm on our Market Center website. You're of course going to want to go to your own. And if you scroll down to wherever Find Your Dream Home is on your site, I don't know why that's already populated in, but you can search by neighborhoods. So if I type in downtown Fayetteville, I have neighborhoods, downtown Fayetteville, Fayetteville NC. So I'm going to click on that. And then you have your neighborhood up here, which has some information. I'm going to click Explore Neighborhood. And that is going to take them to a page where they really just get to explore this neighborhood. They can see average home price, average days on market, what the locals say, kind of some market snapshots. They can search for basically where from here to where they work, how long would the commute time be, nearby schools, places, and then finally they can see what homes are for sale in this neighborhood. So this is where I pulled my ad image from. I just did a screenshot of the page and cropped it to fit what I needed. But this link right here, this is what I'm going to use. Sorry, I went to the wrong place, as my follow-up destination URL. So I'm going to clear that out and just paste that in. I'm going to give it a second to think. And then it's going to give me a check mark. So next is ad targeting. So the default is 20 miles within Fayetteville. I can be completely done here and only have to do my budget. But if you do want to explore the custom settings, you can toggle that on. If you want to change the location or the radius of miles, you can. You also have the option to do expert targeting. So from within here, if you click add interest, you can look for basically anything between accounting or loading. So accounting, architecture, building material, civil service, coaching, commercial property, really anything. What I like to do if I am using the interest, I just kind of start typing things that are relevant to my ad. So for this one, I might search things for, let's see if food's an option. So like food shop, restaurants, if you're doing a listing that has a pool, if it's an investment property, you can search things like realtor.com. I just always advise to use ones that are like realtor.com and not realtor.com pro, because you don't want to target agents. Same thing with like Zillow, Trulia. There's another one that I can't think of, homes.com maybe. You don't want to do the pro, you just want to do the regular. You can do like mortgage, finance, luxury. Kind of keep in mind, for today, I'm kind of playing around with this to see if the interests really do anything. From what I've seen, I don't think that they really hurt it, nor do they help it. The goal of the expert targeting is to don't think of it as narrowing down your audience, but narrowing it down to the audience that it gets in front of are the ones who are going to be most interested in the ad and more likely to click. But I'm going to save Facebook ad and then go into my duration and budget. So you get to choose what days you want it to start, how long you want it to run, and what you want your total budget to be. So I always start mine on Mondays and I run them through to finish on Fridays. So it's 4 days total. And then I do $20. So it puts it to $5 a day per channel, your channel being Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm going to save duration and budget. I'm going to give this one last little glance over. And then when you're ready and you're ready to send this off and wait for it to be approved, you can hit publish campaign. It's going to ask for your card information, and then you will hit create campaign. So from there, it's going to go to pending, and then it will go to approved, and you can see when it basically when it starts running. So I hope this helps. This is a good option for if you if you want to get into Facebook ads, but you don't have a listing and you don't want to advertise a listing, anybody can do this. You can do any neighborhood. So hope this helps. If you have any questions, just let me know.